Have you ever gotten nervous interviewing people? If so, how did you overcome it?
I have been nervous many times. I'll tell you, the very first time that I was ever on television, I was so nervous. I don't even know how I made it through. I remember that the studio was really cold, but I had sweat dripping down my back. I was so nervous. Because I wanted to do a good job, and I wanted to be perfect, you know, and you can't go into it with that sort of expectation, but just sticking to it, making sure that you just push through is probably the best lesson. You don't ever want to give up. But, you know, when I would come across certain celebrities, or if I think when I'm most nervous is when I don't feel as prepared as I should be, because I don't want the other person to think that I didn't prepare, that I didn't learn about the interview. But there's so much information out there, you can't possibly know everything.
Right.
So you kind of learn how to ask the right questions, because you can't expect everybody to know everything about everyone all the time. And so that helps diminish some of the nervousness for me.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
The people. I have made wonderful friends. I have learned so much. And as you know, you learn something new every single day. The job is never the same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's something different every single day. And people are fascinating to me. They can teach you a lot. So as long as you're willing to learn. But yeah, the people are my highlight.
That's great to hear. Have you ever had past experience with a person with autism?
I have indeed. I've had friends who have had autism, but the thing is everybody is different, and everybody has a gift and their own unique set of skills, and that's just what I love is knowing a great spectrum of people and having them in my life. You know, my heart's big enough for everybody, and I think you can learn so much from every individual person.
Do you feel like TV shows and movies portray the life of an anchor correctly?
Sometimes. Have you ever seen Anchorman?
I believe so.
There's a bit of truth to it. It's as silly as it can possibly be, but there's a bit of truth. I think anytime you see journalism being portrayed, say a busy newsroom, it can get chaotic like that. You know, if you've got just a crazy story that's breaking, you've got people who are running around, who are buried in their computers, who are racing the freshest script to the anchor. You know, that stuff actually does really happen. So yeah, I think for the most part it does. There's a lot of drama that gets applied to TV and movies, but some of it can be true, and then others maybe not so much.
What are your hobbies outside of work?
I make jewelry as a hobby. I love to do that. It's a very cathartic, relaxing thing to do. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, which take up a lot of my time. So I have to take care of my little small farm at home. But other than that, I love trying new restaurants. I grew up in the restaurant business, and so I love trying new food. I love going to performances. Anytime that a ballet company comes into town, I love to get a ticket and see them perform. And when I have the opportunity, I haven't done it for some years, but I also like to teach ballet to little kids.
Sounds good. Speaking of your dogs and cats, what are their names?
Okay, I've got 2 dogs, Wiki and Gigi. They're brother and sister. They came from the same litter. And then I've got 2 cats. The first one that I got actually was while hosting this show. We were doing a pet of the week, and I thought, oh my God, this cat is too adorable. I can't let it go home. So it came home with me. And that is Tinkerbell. And my last pet that I got is also a cat, and his name is Nico.
Nice name.
Thank you.
What are your favorite places that you have traveled for your job?
Oh, for my job. Well, San Francisco is a wonderful one. Lots of stuff happening there. Of course, living in Los Angeles, a lot of stuff happens in LA. But here in Charleston, I've had the opportunity to travel into the countryside to do some stories. And that's something that I never really got to do when I was living in a big city, was go to the country. And some of the most beautiful landscapes you could ever find, and greatest people. So it's kind of taken me in different places, but I love traveling too. So when I get the opportunity, I love to just travel for fun, not necessarily for work, but for fun.
Sounds good. I am a fan of the TV show Friends. Do you also like Friends?
I do. I love Friends, and I was so sorry to hear about Matthew.
Yeah, it was very shocking and a sad moment.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
Who is your favorite character on the show?
I would have to say Phoebe is, because she's a nut. She's crazy. She is so awkward and so funny. I would probably say I identified with her the most.
That sounds great. What are your goals for the future?
My goal for the future, I would love to grow what I currently do and perfect it as much as I possibly can. And there goes that word again, perfect. I think refine would probably be a better term. So I think just refining what we're doing here, staying within this community. Charleston is such a wonderful place to live. There's so many things going on. It's dynamic, and it's becoming more and more so as it continues to grow. So if I can be there to help show the world what we're all about, then that's what I want to do.
Sounds very interesting and cool.
Thanks.
What advice would you give to me in the Autism News Network?
Gosh. Well, I think first of all, you have what it takes, and that is passion. You're developing your skills. So these are extremely important things that you already have. I think it comes with time. You refine yourself, you just get easier about it. And that's just the thing, it took a while for me to really feel like I could just sort of slip in and do my work, and it becomes second nature. And it will for you too, if it doesn't already. You've been doing this now for some time, and I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it, and the more confident. And I think you just can never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself, because it could be tomorrow that you've crossed that boundary and you become just even exponentially better without even realizing it. So just have confidence in yourself and keep going for it.
That's some very great information to know and to keep in mind, because as like myself, I still get nervous, and I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
But speaking of the not giving up part, I really believe in that, because I'm not giving up on the ANN. This program was made for me.
Good. That's wonderful. And I think you're doing a fabulous thing. And you're helping other people too. What you don't necessarily always realize is by having that confidence in yourself and sticking with it, other people watch you. They look up to you. And you're not just helping yourself, you're helping so many other people. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're fabulous. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Well, this has been Christina Blake from the Autism News Network. Again, I was joined by Miss Leyla Gulen from Fox 24 News. Thank you for your time with me.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.